Ryan was only saying to me the other day, we don't do enough stories around Rockingham. Right, I said. So how do we fix this problem then? Well, it seems Ryan's been working on a new way to catch King George whiting by drifting and sight casting, and Rockingham was the perfect place to give it a go. But with any successful KG trip, you need to have the right bait, and that means catching squid.
Yep, got one, Steve. There you go.
That was what I had going. Well, today we're out here in Cockburn Sound, down the Rockingham area actually, and we're going to show you that you can come fishing without bait. We've got no bait on board, but we're not using lures. We're going to catch fresh bait, and Ryan, if we get some squid, we'll get some King George.
Absolutely, I've got my first squid. Look at that, on the surface. Pink squid jig, right firmly placed in its tentacles.
And that was the one that I had. You've stolen it off me. I've gone to your hand line, and you still steal my thunder again. I had that one.
It's a cheeky technique. If someone's onto a squid, just whack your jig right near them.
Now, just remember, if Challenge Marine get this boat back all black, you're in trouble. So how do you do it?
Like that. Just grab them around the neck, face them away from the boat, so if they want a squid ink, they can.
Half Nelson.
Half Nelson. That's a pink squid jig. That's the calamari. Dinner or bait, doesn't matter.
We got a calamari, now we've got it a bait. Hey! Oh. That's what the bucket's for. It's okay, Dean, we're keeping it clean, mate.
Back out. Thanks, mate.
All right, here we go now.
Here we go.
Show us your half Nelson.
Half Nelson. Look at that.
Oh, beautiful.
Like that.
Oh, I tell you.
They're fighting words. They're fighting words.
You're one squirt away from going for a swim there, my son. At least we've got some bait now. I'll beat you on the King George. How do you get your technique working so well with these hand lines, mate?
Look, as I mentioned before, you're only in shallow water, so you just want to use light jigs, cast them out, let them sink down, not right to the bottom. There's obviously a bit of a fallacy that, you know, squid jig's got to be running right over the weed. No, a lot of these squid are sitting below the water, mid-water, and they'll actually come up and grab the jig. And that's a cuttlefish, actually.
It's cuttlefish, yeah.
Look at the cuttlefish. I actually prefer the eating of the cuttlefish.
I wonder if King George do.
I
need a full Nelson on him. He's got a buff head.
Look at that. Angry looking face, look at it.
You put that in there. Whoa! Oh, well there, Nelly.
Thank God for the bucket.
The other thing too you got to remember with the squid jigs is if you get anything on them, slime, weed, anything at all, get rid of it because you won't get a squid. That must be my problem. I think it's time for some King George, mate.
Absolutely. Let's get out there, eh?
Well, mate, we've got our squid. Now show us your KG grounds. Drifting for KGs, eh?
You wouldn't think it. Everyone sort of anchors around this area, but I find the drifting catches more KGs.
We'll soon find out if I can catch anything. It's the same sort of ground that I'd anchor over on. You've got sand, you've got weed. You're just going to drift through this.
That's right. I mean, obviously this is KG habitat. All you're doing is pinpointing like a likely spot where you've got sand and weed, casting into it. If you don't get a fish, recast another spot. Keep on trying different casts. Don't be lazy.
Okay, that's something really different. All right, well, give it a go.
Yeah, all that sand is there.
Yep. Using drifting, it's not like bottom fishing where you just drag it through there. If you find a gap like this little horseshoe gap in this reef here.
That's right, any sort of either horseshoe or gap, anywhere where the sand meets the weed is a great spot for the King George, just to basically swim through or hang around. And we're just dropping baits right at the edge there. You get a few blowies in between the fish, but you get KGs. Yep.
Nice
Got him.
one, mate. You reckon that's KG?
I reckon the way that he hit, just whack, whack.
Yep.
They're so predictable. All we're doing is dropping baits right into the edge there, sand and the weed.
Nice, nice, nice. It's a KG.
It's a KG.
King George whiting. That is fabulous, mate.
First fish. Look at that. That's probably just legal. It's got to be 28 centimetres.
You can see the bait there, that fresh squid. They just can't get it off. It's so sticky. It'll stay on the hook, and that means 1, 2, 3, 4 bites. Even with blowies, it'll stay on until you get your fish. You're going to pop him back?
Absolutely. Let's get that hook out of him. There you go, mate. Tasty, but we're going to throw this one back. Well, goodbye. Have a look at that. Tasty tentacle of fresh squid. What I've done is cut that off. Just cut a small piece off. I'm using 2 hooks. 2 bits like that. Fresh bait always gets the KGs. Very simple rig. You can either use a teardrop or I've just used a bore sinker. It's just 10-pound trace. It's like a deep sea paternoster rig, just with a dropper knot. 2 hooks. That's the long shank mustard bloodworm hook. And all we're doing is just feeding it on. There is a few blowies around, so we want to make sure that we get the best presented bait. Don't just whack it on any old how. Thread it on. This soft bait is awesome. They can't resist. Lovely. Nice bit of sand and weed. I'm going to drop the bait right in that hole. Just there. Let out a little bit of line. And then it's just a matter of waiting. Yep.
Another one.
Another one. Amazing. As soon as you get back onto that sand and weed again. Yep.
Oh, yes.
That's 2 in not even 3 minutes.
Starting to go off.
Yeah, now he's getting all feisty.
I'm starting to wonder whether I'm doing something wrong here today.
Such a powerful fish.
I walked past a black cat or something.
That long shank hook certainly makes it easier to retrieve. There you go. Such a pretty fish. There you go. Thanks, buddy. Awesome.
Oh, could this be the first one for the day for me?
Mate, it took a little while.
I finally cottoned onto your technique.
Yeah, starting to crank now.
Marvellous. At least I got one. At least I had to take my pants off and run around the pool table. Thank you, you maybe look good. Or better, not quite good. Somewhere in between perhaps.
Tap, tap, come on. It's KG. Just feel it sort of whack, whack, whack like that. Gotcha. It's actually another good fish, Steve. Where are you?
I'm changing my rig. I tried some experimentation today and I have to say it didn't work. So I'm going back to the old standby Cleggy rig. I actually am really impressed with your technique here, mate. It's really opened my eyes. I've learned a bunch today. Not that it's helped me much, but I have to give this a go again. I am really impressed with this. You've revolutionised spotting and fishing for King George, I think.
Absolutely. Look, like I said, you can, come on, settle down. Anchoring will work, but the drifting, proof's in the pudding, or in the fish actually. They've got this nice camouflage, you can see, all dark and splotchy on the top there. That's to blend in with the weed. And obviously they've got the nice silver there for the sand as well. So if any predator's looking up from the bottom, they can't be seen. Master of disguise. Hey, buddy.
What do you got there, mate?
Another one for the barrel. Hang on, maybe not. Hang on.
Oh, that's a
Look at
weed
that.
whiting.
I was about to say another one for the barrel, but look at the colours.
Have you ever caught one of them here?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either. I've seen them in Kalbarri, but not in Perth. They obviously are here. Isn't that just beautiful? A weed whiting.
Look at the colours around the eyes there, the big paddle tail.
That is amazing. Actually, speaking of amazing, your rig's been absolutely awesome today. I've just made a change, and as you say, always change if it isn't working. This is Cleggy's KG rig. Just a dropper loop there to a sinker, and then that'll run along the bottom to my hook. I want to get closer to the bottom because I don't think I was right on it. Now this is a tentacle of squid there, and I've actually pushed it up the shank of that mustard bloodworm hook and then wrapped bait mate around it to keep it in place. And hopefully it'll get me back on level terms with you.
Absolutely, even up the playing field a bit.
Herring, I would suggest. What do you think, Ryan? Can you see him?
Can't see. Oh, I'm into a whiting as well, so it might be.
I reckon you've got a herring. No, you got a whiting. Oh, we got double header.
Look at that.
There must have been a little school of them there, eh?
I was just about to say, you always find when you get a couple around,
yep,
there'll be more.
Look in the water. Look how they just blend into the sand with those spots. And then underneath them, they blend in the other side. That's called camouflage, I guess.
And here's one I prepared earlier.
Oh, I was going to say that's the most useless talk I've ever done. Great double header of KGs out here, Ryan. I tell you what, this rig change I did, it seems to be the business. And you were right all along, having the hook right down near the sinker, casting into that weed. You can't go wrong, even here in only 2 metres of water.
Absolutely.